Yeah! Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game. Today we've got 50 cal box enjoyer against Boykisser 90. Boykisser 90 is playing a pretty broken div, 9th East German, and 50 cal box enjoyer is playing what is probably one of the worst divs in the game right now, 35th US. Pretty sad div. I don't see any. Oh, there's one. It's looking for 50 cal boxes. Anyway, um, looking at the deployments, looking at the map, blue does have the better side. Simply, it's quite hard to lose Bravo in this game, whereas it's a lot easier to lose Alpha. This is about the same, but you can get a forward deployed Milan 2 team here, or TOW or whatever. I mean, this div can't, right? But if you get an ATGM there, you can shoot the guys coming down this road. And if you get an ATGM here, you're not shooting the guys coming down this road. So this road's pretty spicy. You tend to lose it quite fast, and then you got to manually path them over here or over here. Anyway, there are things red can do. Like, it's not too bad. It's just Bravo's rip-a-dip-dip. Particularly if you ever play the 2v2 version and you got a guy on this side and a guy here. The guy who's here, you start to realise pretty quickly how big an advantage having this massive hill here it really is. And if you get a guy here, you can even shoot guys coming down this road. It's pretty horrifying. Anyway, it's really not that bad. I need to stop exaggerating. So, looking at the deployments, we got Boykisser 90 sending some motorized Aufklärer over to here. Just keep in mind, his forward deployment is better. Neither of these guys have airborne forward deployment, but the ground forward deployment favors Boykisser because he's got free love and so on. But basically, these are National Guard units. They're just not very good. The National Guard M60A1 ACAV is definitely one of the units of all time, but yeah, I don't know, man. That's 95. Trying to compare it to the regular National Guard one. Oh, the regular one's got two mods. Like the M60A3 ERA one at 135 has max range, so that's the big difference there. Anyway, BRM1 going to here. And then we got some Motschützen with the Mega RPGs. Pretty effective squads because of the Mega RPG. I mean, it's basically an Appalachian. It is basically an Appalachian. Well, I mean, it's got less range actually, so it's not as good. It fires proper fast, and 404 suppression somehow. How? Wow. I mean, you basically just route whatever you hit, and then you kill them because they can't. Yeah. Anyway. Two of those, and three of those even. And then a BMP2. Mega BMP2, because it's got the Resolute. T72M1 coming down this way. And then Strelas. The mid, two motorized Aufklärer, although they're not going for it. I suppose if there was an M60 coming down here, they might get shot, although because of the way the road curves, they might not. So I'd be going for that, basically. You got to watch out for helicopters, though. And then on the right, we got Motschützen regular. A Boykisser. A Sturm S. So this has 2,800 meters range, and there's another Strela there. Switching to his opponent's deployment, definitely playing the much worse div. I mean, I don't know why you'd do this to yourself, really. Apparently this was a friendly game. I don't know. Wasn't feeling very friendly, I guess. Maybe it's like a... Never mind, we won't get into it. Yeah, so National Guard Scouts with the 1250 meter range Dragon. Like, this is a pretty decent unit. National Guard is obviously RIP, but you can get it because the exceptional stealth. You can get them behind places, and then they've got this Dragon, which can really ruin somebody's day. I mean, it's not going to kill a heavy tank, right? 14 pen. It's pretty yikes, actually. Like, what? I could have sworn Dragon 1s were... Have they always been that bad? I know the range used to be better. Anyway. So yeah, he's going to there, and then we've got one coming up to the middle building. So quite aggressive, but yeah, no motorized Aufklärer coming down here. So he's going to get away with it, basically. And then behind that, National Guard, Rifles, Dragon. So they have a Dragon too, 50 points. They've got the National Guard trait, which is rough, dude. It's really rough. I mean, you compare that, so like Light Rifles, Dragon are 60. And even like Mech Rifles, like 50 points for that. It shouldn't be 50. This reservist trait makes your units really bad, but it's not reflected on the stat card, so people don't know about it. It makes them really not good. Increases the reload time, which is just flat DPS decrease, increases the aim time, and it makes them take like 50% more suppression, so they become useless very, very quickly. Another one of those. Toe, National Guard, regular toe, so only 16 pen. National Guard Engineers, and a Toe 2. It's not a Jeep, it's... I'm surprised he's not using the ACAVs, right? I'm not seeing any ACAVs. But I mean, ACAV is in the M113A3 ACAV National Guard thing. I don't know, the price went up, so maybe that's why. And he is coming in for this, and he'll probably get in there because his opponent, despite having the better units, isn't actually going for it. So BRM1 guy. So this has exceptional optics, so one wonders why it's going there. Like, what do you intend to see? Nothing, right? That house is blocking you from seeing any of this anyway. Everybody else is coming straight into the town. Why not this too? Why not this too? Oh, you know, send it up here and try and get in here. Oh, better yet, you know, this would be really useful round here. Especially given that you're actually going for this. This would be really useful there. You can see everything. Anyway. Ito also going for over here. So yeah, one advantage the red side does have is if you get an ATGM to here, you can shoot down here, which is really annoying for blue because all your reinforcements are just constantly getting shot as they come down this road. And if it's a tracked vehicle, it'll get you. If it's wheeled, I think you usually survive. But if it's tracked, it'll get you. You know, if you're fast moving, because of how fast the missile goes and so on. National Guard Mortar, I do like that. I think that's good. We'll hopefully see some smoke in this game. Some Stinger, Engineers, Flam, National Guard. I mean, so this is, you know, they've got Flamethrower, right? It's like a World War II flamethrower. I mean, I know the grease gun's from World War II. Pretty effective gun, though. I mean, so obviously they just copied everybody else, right? And the Sten was just a copy of the like, didn't it use the MP40 magazine in the Sten? I'm pretty sure it did, and they just copied it. But the design was based on like the MP38 or the MP18 or something. You know, because of that side load. Anyway, you know, economics in this game not really reflected. I mean, units just cost what they're good for. I mean, if it was an economic case, then obviously NATO would just win every time. That is what happened in reality, right? And then, yeah, MP Patrol, CV. I do like the MP Patrol. And he's brought it in the Humvee CV, so Humvee MP with the MP trait, which removes this reservist from these ACAVs. So once he's dropped that off, right, so literally you should have... It's not got auto cell because it's got a gun. Yeah, so Y to there, and then hold Shift, F, and click on one of these, and then it'll just go path over to this and take away that reservist trait from it. So we'll cast the game, and we shall do so from this perspective. Right, so they're off, and it's time to thank the generous channel joiners generously joining the channel. They get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. They'll also get early access to my hit game, Hearst Hero, scheduled for release in 2025. Trying to work on a map editor, but this PhD's got me down. But yeah, thanks. I really do appreciate it. I know I've been saying this a lot. Basically say every time. Well, it's because it's true every time. I do appreciate it. As you know, they're about to stop paying me for the PhD, and I'm not going to be finishing the PhD for about 2 months after that. And I got to pay for my, you know, after 8 mints, and, you know, food. Well, I suppose I already said that. I guess I just said the same thing twice. So, buying an RM70 first tick is probably not it. Especially given that the Napalm one is better. although it's not better against buildings. I think that is a big loss of momentum there. You could have got a T-72 for that. Could have got a T-72 for that. And, yeah. I find it really annoying how I literally can't hear anything here. And then when I zoom in, it's just overwhelmingly loud. It is really annoying. Whereas, you know, his opponent has bought 2 AA, which is, you know, good shout. I mean, obviously on this side, he's not got any stingers or anything. To be honest, I'm quite surprised he's got away with that. Imagine if Red had opened with a helicopter. He would have killed all this. Over here, there's 2 stingers. You know, if you've only got 2 stingers, you might want to put one on this side. Just to shore off that helicopter. I mean, it's up to you, really, because obviously this has the chance of actually killing the helicopter. So, I completely missed this. I don't understand where that came from. Anyway, this is definitely getting in there. That dragon, you could... Yeah, he's turned off the cover. Or he's got it turned off by default. You should right-click here, you know, just sit back here and survive. Do some surviving there. The ACAB's taking out the mot shots and... Oh, it's just outside of range. And yeah, Box Enjoyer, he's going to get in here. But he will be losing Charlie. So, the National Guard toes, taking names. I mean, this should be there. And yeah, having 2 of them is a bit weird, especially given that you've got all these other ATGMs. You probably didn't need 2 of these here. And that would have freed you up to buy a Stinger. Which I guess, obviously, you didn't need here anyway. But imagine if he had opened Helicopter. You'd be so toast, bro. Anyway. Yeah, what can I say? Boykisser 90 is taking out the National Guard, and you can see how like the cohesion goes low and it just doesn't go back up. This is just outside the range that would be required to get that reservist trait removed and get that cohesion resistance back. Oh no. Yeah, oh okay. Got a little bit lucky there. Well, I thought he was going to smoke completely the wrong way, but it did seem to cover it. Oh, this is going to be funny. But they're not facing the right way. Thing is, this does actually like aim slower because of the... Yeah. And the accuracy values are lower than you would believe because of the reservist trait. I believe it does lower the accuracy. So, F-16AT. It's good. It is a very good AT plane. And it's got missiles for AA action. It's got high ECM. The weird thing is, though, on 35Y, the F4 FAT plane comes at 1 higher availability, and for some reason is like 60 points cheaper. It's a stat clone of the one that's in 5 Panzer, 5th Panzer Division, the West German one. But it costs like 30 points less than the one in 5th Panzer Division. Bit of a weird one, but the reason nobody's brought it up is because, well, you know, the div is trash, so nobody's been in any hurry to point that out. Anyway, Box Enjoyer enjoying big points because Boykisser has just not bought a CV. So he's just left that +3 on the table there. If he'd opened CV here, they'd be on even Stevens, but now Boykisser is in a position where he has to push for the rest of the game. You know, back when this game first came out, it was worth not opening CVs early so that you could get ground and hold on to it. But, you know, with artillery getting better, it's easier to take the ground back. And CVs got cheaper. This is 50 points. Used to be like minimum 100 for a CV. Anyway, the rises are... Yeah, you gotta land. He's not landing. He's very dead. Big sad. Could have landed there. Anyway, you'd expect to see Red buying a CV. It's now been 6 minutes of that cheeky +3 there. I mean, I know he's got this one, but he's just leaving it on the table there. You'd have to be careful. Maybe he did buy a CV and this killed it. Certainly a possibility, right? You'd have to take this and then come over here, come back here, and come around here. But yeah, I don't know. Apparently, Inf is the answer. Maybe it is, but that +3, here we go. Sorting that out now. So, the RM70, you know, the napalm one is better, but against units in buildings, it does literally nothing. It does 0. Basically, it just destroys the building, and then they immediately burn to death. But it takes a while to destroy the building, like 2 full salvos, I think. I mean, it depends on the RNG and so on. So, yeah, slowing down a bit here. I mean, blue has a commanding advantage, right? He's stocking up on this. Typically, you don't want to lose this. You want an infantry. Like, this infantry should really be going in here. Because, you know, if somebody gets to here, you're in a real pickle because he could shoot down here and so on. Anyway, the M60s are not going to win this fight. As soon as they get hit once, you got to smoke. There's that guy who got hit twice and didn't smoke, and that guy got hit nonce and did smoke. Nonce is slang for PDF file, by the way, in the UK, just so you know. It's not an actual word. I do like to say things wrong. Somebody told me the other day that the way... So I pronounce the Polish szylka, because of the way it's spelled. I pronounce it as żylka, and apparently the way it's spelled is just szylka. And żylka is Polish for washing line. I thought that's hilarious. I'm going to keep saying it. So yeah, that's staying as the żylka. The washing line. I think that's great. But yeah, if you're watching this channel to learn English, probably not the best place to do that. As a native English speaker, my English is terrible, like everybody else's. So yeah, F-16AT coming in there. And it's dodged. I mean, this guy's low cohesion. I do like this from boxing. I mean, literally, you could literally just walk forwards. I mean, this has got there. Why doesn't he try with the next one? Yeah. So, ooh, gets one there. Takes out T-72. But yeah, 9th Panzer Division's absolutely mad. I want to play it because I think it's fun, right? Buying lots of tanks and sending them everywhere is fun. You can actually, like, because the price of everything's gone up so much in this game, this is basically the only div where you can get that feel, apart from you like, and still have a tank that works, right? So you could do it with the Belgian one and get a tank that doesn't work. I'm not sure what killed that one. But yeah, if he puts a toe here, it can shoot across. And I'm just really surprised he never used this one. I suppose this might have killed one. Oh, you know, move this one up to there. That'd be cool. But yeah, the BMP-2's not doing so great. I mean, he's got a little bit of recon, but not too much. That's probably going to get side shot now. Always got to be careful with the side shots. The National Guard toes are not that fantastic. Only 16 pen. You see that side shot only did like half damage there. But, yeah, I mean, it works, right? Also, okay, so F11F HEs are garbage and you should never bring them. But sometimes you don't have a choice. As you can see, it didn't kill anything. It's just the splash radii on small bombs is really low. Anyway, the tick continues, mainly because Boykisser just now can't get up here because this National Guard Rifles is here. And I would love to see 50 cal. I mean, so he clearly knows about this because it was on 4 HP before, and now it's on 2. Would love to see him finish that off and then try and get in here. Here we go. So will be interesting. I mean, obviously this Sturm with its 20 pen will not one-shot that. This can survive a TOW 2 hit. That's one of the reasons why these M60A1s are so expensive. They can survive one of any ATGM in the game. Can't remember what the hell... Well, obviously the plain ones are 30, right? But yeah, I'm pretty sure like they can survive a TOW 2 hit, which is like, what, 21? Or was it 23? I don't know if they can survive a Hellfire hit. I can't remember what that is. But yeah, the way that somebody asked me how the damage tables work, just go on the YES Discord, it's linked in the description. Go on Game Knowledge. I should really do a tutorial series on like how does that work. There's loads of things I should do. I'm so busy. I recently re-downloaded RuneScape, and anything to not write the thesis. I gotta stop doing this, man. I gotta put the effort in. I just gotta get out of here. Is this weird? It's like, you know, imagine if you're drowning, but somebody offers you like a really nice bar of chocolate, which takes your mind off the drowning, but you're still there. You still, I don't know. That's not a very good metaphor. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, not very useful. I think he'd be better off buying one howitzer rather than all these F11Fs. Just one howitzer. Don't buy all of them. Obviously, you got a big T-72 problem here, and yeah, you know, like, get another tow cobra. Although obviously the Strela makes that hard. This is a huge problem. I'm not sure what he's going to do about it, because the National Guard tows can't really deal with that. The tanks can't really deal with that. The main solution would have been to get, you know, have somebody in here and have an infantry in here. The F-16AT, you know, it'll do its best, but eventually, yeah, it just gets routed. Even if it doesn't get hit, it gets routed. It's probably going to die now. Oh, okay. That's quite a lucky hit on that. Well, it was close range, you know, which makes the accuracy go up at 65 to begin with. So yeah, this is a big problem for 50 cal. This boy is really trying to kiss him here, and he's not taking no for an answer. So yeah, the M60s, they really just can't stand against. I mean, they've got the super. So this is the one thing they've got, is the superior range. But I'm pretty sure at max range they can't even shoot this because of the 17 front armor. I'm pretty sure they can't, because I've had the same problem with the Belgian Leopard 1s, which have 16 AP. Having said that, he's got in over here, and he is now sending up the CV, so that's good news. I can't remember, does he get ITOs? I think, didn't we see one here before? Does he get ITOs? Like infantry ITOs on 35th? I don't know, it's just kind of a bad div, but if he does, he should really be buying... yeah, there you go, National Guard ITO, so this would have a much better chance. As you're about to see... Well, it's probably going to die, yeah. And the LGBT2, yeah, should have gone for the AA first, but I don't think he could see it. But, yeah, so that's how he's going to deal with it, apparently. Planes, which makes sense. So going mano against that cub was a nice idea, but typically you'd want the LGBT with you, which it looked like he did try to do, but he, you know, they weren't synced up enough. Because that F-16 AT might have survived if he'd done that. Anyway, M60 here, getting in. I don't know, I feel like Red lost a lot of momentum with that RM70 purchase. I also don't understand why he's not getting this in that zone. He just really doesn't like CV points. He's just not about that CV life. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like spamming out the T-72s is probably, and the BMP-2s is probably his best bet. Just running the infantry across the field is not ideal. This thing is just such a good AT plane. Essentially, this missile has a 1-second reload time despite being fire and forget, and it is the only one in the game that does that. All the other ones, if they've got 1-second aim time, they're sack loss, so they don't fire both at once. And yeah, it's got more range than the Maverick, 450 meters more range, and it fires 2 at one target. So yeah, even against a tank that can survive one hit, and because it's fire and forget, even if you smoke, it's still going to hit you. At least I've seen that happen a lot. So it's very good. The thing is that these tanks are only 90 points. And this is where your cost efficiency starts to come in. So this, like, heavy tanks are basically just not worth bringing in this game anymore. Or at least right now, because that has a 25% chance of killing you even if you survive one missile, right? More than 25%. Can't be smoked. Just roll the dice every time. And it will kill your 275 point tank the same way it will kill your 90 point tank, right? So yeah, a bit of a problem here for Box. I mean, it's just about the CVs really. Boykisser just not in any great hurry. His attack here was a bit odd. He could have done with some recon with his tanks, you know. Because yeah, these aren't even the max range ones, and he almost got it all, but he had to pull back because he couldn't see anything, and the planes, that persistent threat from the planes. Yeah, I can hear a plane just on time. So he's using this to try and spot cubs, right? But what you can do is, you know, somebody shoots you, you hit F1 and click where the shot came from, and then you can chuck a howitzer around down there. Here we. Oh no, he's brought the National Guard one. Oh, I see, it's the big one. Okay, well that's fair enough. The National Guard M109s are terrible, but this can work. Basically, I can't remember if they even come on this division. I know they come on 24th. Basically, you need to put a military police vehicle next to this immediately because the aim time is being raised, the reload time is being raised. It's just so much worse, so much worse, and the stat card doesn't tell you. So you just got to watch Hippie videos over and over again with your ad block switched off. I mean, you just got no choice, basically. Or you could buy a channel membership, you know, something like that. You just don't have a choice. But yeah, you see, you know, the reload time, 60-second reload on this 25% chance to kill everything. Now it's going to be more because that Rowan just hit it. And yeah, we can talk a bit about this. Like, what the fight is here. These should really be over here. Or, you know, if you want to cover this fight, like this one should be over here. This one should be over here. Because where they are, they've not really got good coverage. But, yeah, I mean, the ticker's stopped. And this is becoming just more and more scary. I think Boykisser, he's got to move these cubs up. But he's got to be careful because the tow's here, right? So you got to bring it round. And if I was Boykisser, my first act of business would be obviously secure this. Like, this is empty, you need more units there. But you've got 20 minutes, right? Get a Conquer's M in here, which you also get, do you? Or is that 27 Y thing? I don't remember if 9th gets that. I think it's just a Soviet thing. Oh, mate. Smoked on the wrong one there. And, you know, get some more supply over there. This is what we we're just talking about. Get some Conquers in here. Get a couple more infantry in this one. Or even just move this one over here. And then take this. And then from taking this, then you come back and you take this. But it's basically impossible to take this while the enemy has this, because the only way you're getting to here is if you jump from here to here and then across. And you can't really jump from here to here if somebody's here shooting at you. So, and you know, every time you go between one of these, you get hit by a tow and so on. So yeah, I mean it's going pretty well for Boykisser. I mean it's certainly the advantage is with him. Bruh. And yeah, the F111 FHEs are garbage. Fortitude Fence uses them, but that's because he just only buys planes. I don't know, so some sort of predilection to only buying planes, even if they're terrible, just always fills the plane tab. I've not seen any other good player bring that plane. But, you know, he's better than me, so maybe it can work. So, here we go. And this is like the power of 9th. Your stuff's just way too cost efficient for what it is. Like, this is proper decent, and they all get resolute and stuff, which means they can stay in the fight for longer. But once again, no recon. No recon, just choosing to... I'm pretty sure he's attack positioning that. Yeah, he is, but he's not aiming for the right place. So, I mean, he's still going to get him, but the way you solve that is you do this, right? And then when it snaps to it, that little point, that's where the unit is. So, CV getting smacked about. Just lack of recon. He would have seen that earlier. Would have seen that earlier if he was paying attention there. So, yeah, you need some supply. Like, don't leave this in the open. Somebody's going to hit it with a howitzer or something. And yeah, like sending sending the CV one first in front of the other one was kind of weird. And like, where are the cubs? You get 4 in a card. He's upvetted them by default, hasn't he? Maybe it's because that one got a kill. I don't know. I wouldn't be upvetting your cubs by default. 4 to 2 is pretty sad for 5% accuracy. Just put CV next to it if you really want that 5% accuracy. And yeah, bailed out crit's pretty unlucky. So what you want to be doing is smoke mortaring that. But you see, this div really, these tanks are just so too cheap. When it was on 7th Panzer, people didn't really notice because 7th Panzer's got so many other problems that it doesn't really matter. When it's on this, it's really not ideal. It's really not ideal. You hate to see it, etc. So, LGBT coming out, and you'd want this right behind that fighter, because when the fighter gets tagged by the AA, the F11F LGBT diversifies the Boykisser. I don't know, this is a very open, free love game. I mean, that was an 80s thing, right? Or was it like a 70s? More of like a 70s thing. Were there hippies in the 80s? I don't know, tell me in chat. I know I've got a lot of boomers in... I need to stop saying in chat. I'm turning into the person I hate. I'm sorry. Don't know what to tell you. But as you can see, because it drops 2 at once, pretty good at killing T-72s, especially if your opponent doesn't put any cubs here. Oh, there they are. Yeah, he's bringing them at no vet. Good. But yeah, really, the cubs should have been here before the T-72s come out, because it's just obvious that he's going to bring planes and helicopters and stuff to kill him. So you need the Strela, which you've got for the helis, and you need the cubs for the planes, so you could just leave them here. Because yeah, this push was very scary, but it was just not microed proper in it, and now you got some issues. So yeah, I don't know what to say. It's you know, it's a hard life. He has brought the recon now though, so he can actually see things. Got the BRM1s here. This is out of rounds. He's got the zone, and now he's on a +2. 17 minutes left. He should. I think Red should win this. I don't really see how he can lose it. Just, you know, get some more guys over here. Stop throwing. Buy some tube arty, or at least use this. Because these National Guard tows, their advantage is that they get 3 strength, unlike all other ATGM teams in the game. The tows, the American tows, get 2. I mean, what? All of the ones in the game get 2 strength, but these get 3. So, yeah, like that. This has less than 1 top armor. It's wheeled. It's, you know, it's not properly armored. It should be getting smacked by a howitzer now. You're 35 minutes into the game. Whenever an AA position fires, particularly something like a Stinger. But yeah, this tow just shouldn't be allowed to just sit there and do that. And the best way to clear him out is, oh, it's shooting at me. Smoke, howitzer, shoot that. But it ain't happening. Oh, you can use the RM70, right? But you've only got 19 rockets in that because you didn't resupply it properly. Like these need selling, and then that would give you the income you need to buy 2 more. There needs to be a case to try and take this back as well. Like, it's very hard to take this when there's people here. So you see that the 19 rockets probably not going to do a whole lot. He's also shooting from like right at the back of the map, so it is worse. But generally against these ATGM teams, you want tube artillery snipers, right? Because you'd have corrected shot because of this as well, so you'd really be getting that. But yeah, I mean, this being here as well, it's not fantastic. Another F11F. And the Cubs are here. They're on attack move, so they're going to miss this. Oh, okay, they didn't get a chance to shoot it, so I didn't get a chance to show you. Basically, you know, life's hard, etc. So you gotta, if you've got this on attack move, what happens is, as soon as it leaves the range, this starts moving and the missile goes away. Whereas if it stands still, it retains tracking for 2 seconds on a radar-guided one, such as a Cub, or 1 second on a non-radar one, such as the Rapier, the tracked Rapier. So that's worth knowing about. You know, you gotta know these things. So, you know, tanks continuing to just sit around a bit. I mean, Red's got the advantage now, so he just has to defend, and he's bringing up some more mod shots. I'm surprised at the lack of BMP2s. Like, the BMP... Don't get me wrong, this thing is really cost efficient for 30 points. But you do get 2 cards of BMP2s, and it would be cool to get 2 cards of BMP2s, you know? I mean, why not? So, yeah, the RM70 is actually using it now. Oh, you bought a second one. So, if you've not got a fob, you don't really want to be bringing 2 of these. And presume, like, you should really have the napalm one. I mean, it's incredible. If you put it here, all 3 of these tanks would die, but... What was that sound? Oh, I think it was... this. The Sphere. Anyway, you know, you don't want to clump up like this. I know the F11Fs aren't that good, but you still don't want to be eating it like that. And it's like, look at all these toes. Is pushing really necessary here? I mean, sure, yes, there has been an attempt to move up here, and then this could be sent up, right, to help. Or you could bring in the RT, I don't know. But yeah, there's just too many ATGMs here. You got to clean those out, and the best way to do that is with tube artillery. Right, having 2 RM70s without a fob. I mean, if you're gonna do that, just upvet it so you just have 1. Or the case could be made, well, I'm scared of losing it, in which case, yeah, leave it down vetted. But having 2, you're gonna struggle to keep that supplied, and all your tanks. Unless you've got 4 cards of supply. So, what is there to say? Yeah, lots of ATGMs. The T-72s are pretty overwhelming. You got to keep buying new recon. Like, there should be a recon infantry with this as well, because this guy isn't really helping these guys see this, for example. And the rest just comes down to micro. So, yes, I'm being... Oh, okay, so we can see the one in the open. Like, this should be smoked and backed. Okay, he's backing it. And, you know, the Sevilla could be back here shooting this thing. But yeah, just needs... I mean, pushing this is basically impossible while the enemy has this. Because look at... You could shoot you from all this. And also, you know, neither player's gone for this. Despite this, Red's taken incredibly good trades. I mean, his stuff is just better. It's a little bit more... I mean, it's literally much more expensive. So, great. So he's got these, and he's upvetted them, but he's still not put the military police vehicle next to it, which he did bring in his deck. And that would cure the malices, which aren't shown on the stat card. So yeah, so he needs more recon. He's finally bought a tube, and he's getting those toe positions, which is good news. And yeah, I think defend this, get this T-72 blob over here, and try and take this. Because once you've got this, then you can like start parking them like so behind this building, for example. So these guys can't shoot you, but you're hitting over here, and and you can like run infantry across here, for example. You know, just something to break it up. The alternative is to come around here, which isn't as powerful because the guys up here will still be shooting you. Although they'll still be shooting you regardless. So, yeah. These are out of ammo. One of them isn't. And, yeah, typically you want to send your seed with another thing, like the LGBT. So, oh, he shot me, and then you hit him with the LGBT. Integer's really good at doing that. Very annoying person to play against. And then once they shoot, you need to move them because of the howitzers. But it is good to see somebody trying to shoot AA here. So, I mean, I think the +2 should be enough for Red to win. So, it's like 6 times 60 is 360. Times by 2 is 720. So, yeah, he would win. He would win. Yeah, the Duster's pretty funny against infantry. But yeah, look at this, like, no recon. Just can't see it. Just can't see it. Got to get really close. And then as soon as you come out here, I mean, there really should be another ATGM in here. But, I mean, there's one here anyway, and there's one here, so... Anyway, if there was one here, it would be shooting them now. And, yeah, just the suppress... Like, they don't deal much damage, but the suppression is there. It's just, they just can't see it. And you could put a toe up here as well. Like, there should definitely be a recon unit up here. There's the M113A3A, as we spoke about this before. 45 points, okay. LGBT2 coming in again. Cubs, he lost 2 of them. And the third one's out of ammo. So this isn't gonna die. Yeah. There's another one gone. I mean, Red, he's got to have fighters up and stuff. If you run out of cubs, then you start getting your fighters up. You could have the fighter up anyway. Just have it patrolling back here. Going for the... I'd be going for the tank, really, but I guess he lost vision. No, he didn't. He really should have gone for that tank. I mean, it's just you just get more points for that, but whatever. Anyway, Boykisser, he sort of realised, oh, okay, I can come shoot this. But honestly, if he just stopped pushing, I appreciate... I mean, I admire the attack, you know, the elan, as they say. I do this all the time. I attack when I don't have to attack. I play a suboptimal game. I honestly think... I mean, obviously I used to be rank 1, right? But I honestly think that if I tried, I'd do a lot better. But that's just cope. You're just a baddie dude. Anyway, you know, if you see a ATGM coming towards you, you can just smoke and not lose all your... I mean, he's losing them all. And, like, where's that tube? He's got 2. They should be shooting. And the RM70s? Why aren't they firing? Why aren't they firing? You bought all this arty, it should be shooting 100% of the time. These aren't shooting either. Still no military police for them to remove those hidden malices. Here we go. He's realised, oh yeah, I got all these units. Should be bringing the AA with him as well, because we all know what's going to happen. And he's coming for this now, which we did speak about. These blobs are getting pretty scary, man. And yeah, the F111Fs, like, they just haven't been dying. They do have 30% ECM, and they drop from quite high altitude, which makes them harder to shoot. So in real life, it's great to fly your plane really close to the ground or the sea. But yeah, eventually you don't need recon. Oh, he has actually brought some. So you see how much better it's going. Obviously it helps as well if you've got 6 T-77. That does help as well. But yeah, he needs to get in here before the LGBT comes and snipes the command tank. And eventually you just get critical mass, right? And you just can't... These things are just so easy to keep alive. 3 top armor as well. Even the chieftains only got 2 top armor. These have 3. Makes them harder to RT, makes them harder to LGBT. Obviously the F11F can still do it because it drops both at once, but your regular ones wouldn't have that. And, you know, there should really be ATGM flanking fire here, but I understand that, you know, once the enemy reaches critical mass, I'm pretty sure he can just walk all the way over here now. This is just Jova, dude. It does appear that his opponent hasn't been spending his points. But yeah, once you get this many, mix some Strellas in, like there should really be some AA with this. 50 cal box enjoyer, like where are the... I know he lost a tow cobra over here. Maybe he lost another one. Like tow cobra would stop this because you sit there and shoot him. There's no AA. This is not looking good. I think it's very, very over for blue. But yeah, it's like, well, what could he have done differently? Play a different div. Instead of bringing that F11F, bring the F4 Phantom AT plane at 3 per card. That would have been really useful. Use your helicopters a bit more sparingly. Like 1 helicopter would have stopped this whole push. Had a bit of close range infantry in here, as well as dragons, you know, in case they break through. Should have taken this. You can shoot around the sides. Yeah. But it's an uphill struggle. I mean, the divisional matchup here is absurd. So, yeah, so that's GG. Defeat for heterosexuals everywhere, apparently. Although, I suppose, I mean, this could be a girl, and then they would still be heterosexual, right? Anyway, rank 511, you know. Yeah, and rank 703. A similar number of games, though. Similar number of games. Obviously, Boykisser's got more. But yeah, I think a lot of that just comes down to the matchup there. Like, it just, I mean, it's just such a tough matchup. And he didn't even bring his most powerful tool. Like, where was the Napalm Grad? The way I run it, I don't bring the regular RM70. I bring the Napalm one, and I bring tubes. And if I want to hit somebody in a town, I either just spam the Napalm one out. I have a CV next to it as well, so it reloads faster. Or I just use the tubes, but I try not to play ninth too much because it's just an absurd division. Yikes. Man. I'll see you guys around. GG.